Let's talk about success. So a lot of people have a misconception that being successful is simply about having a lot of financial resources, whether it's having a big house, maybe a fancy car or a watch or a huge amount of investments. And look, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of money, right? I'm a big fan myself. I think it's nice to have money, but I feel like we make a mistake when we attach too much importance to having money, when we forget about other areas of our lives in pursuit of money. And often we feel like if we get a lot of money, we will be happy, right? So in a way, we presuppose that if we make certain amounts, it's going to automatically make us happy. But this could be further from the truth. And there's so many cases out there, so many examples that prove this point. There are lots of rich people out there who are unhealthy, who are not happy in their relationships, who are not happy with their health, right? So instead of simply trying to pursue more and more money, it is important that you sit down and you define what success really means to you. What would make you successful? And this will be different for different people. Everyone should have their own definition of success. So for example, myself, back in the day when I was growing up in Poland as a teenager, I always had this craving for adventure. I always wanted to have freedom, freedom to go out there and explore distant locations and do whatever I want to do with my life, but at the same time, the freedom to help people, right? To make some type of impact on the world. So to me, my definition of success was always to be the type of person that can combine various realms and, run a great business that contributes to the lives of other people while traveling the world, while taking care of my health, while cultivating my relationships. And to me, this was the definition of success. So my question for you is, what would be your definition of success? What would make you successful? And don't limit yourself solely to financial resources, because again, it's a trap that a lot of people fall into. But think about other areas of your life. What types of relationships you would want to have? What about your health? What type of body would you like to have, right? Maybe you want to be ripped, or maybe not. Maybe you want to be super fast, or maybe you want to have a lot of endurance. Maybe there is a specific look that you want to have. Think about the types of people that you want to surround yourself with. Think about the types of adventures that you want to embrace. So it is important to think about many different realms rather than just focusing on the finances, because what a lot of people don't realize is that money is just a means of exchanging value. So what money truly is, let's think about the US dollar. Now, when you look at a $100 bill, it's just a cotton fiber that actually doesn't cost a lot of money to print. In fact, the US government is printing more and more and more dollars every year. Just in 2020, they printed like 1/5 of the entire supply. So when you really think about it, money is not real. It's never about having more and more money. It's about what money can give you. And if you have a lot of money, but you don't have the freedom to use it, then you are actually poor, because it doesn't matter that you have a lot of digits in your bank account. It doesn't matter that you may have that big suitcase full of cash if you cannot get anything using it. And this is what a lot of people do. A lot of people live those desperate lives, living the lives that they actually don't want to live, doing things that they don't really enjoy doing, and squandering a lot of valuable time just to pursue more and more and more, rather than actually figuring out, why am I doing it? Why do I want to have all of this money? And a lot of us want to have money for the sake of having money. But it's kind of similar like being busy for the sake of being busy without actually being productive. You have an illusion that you are getting a lot of things done, but in reality, you are not getting anything done. You just feel busy, but you're not getting the important things done. So the same thing applies to money, right? You can have a lot of money, but if you're not using it, you may as well not have any money. So again, going back to the definition of success, once you define what success really means to you and what type of life you would need to have in order to be successful, you may realize that you don't need that much money. And here's a good example. So we are on a beautiful La Palma island. As you can see in the B-roll, it's such a tremendous place, so many incredible views here. And a lot of people have a misconception that you have to be a multi-millionaire to come and live here. But this couldn't be further from the truth. When you come to La Palma Island, you can have a tremendous dinner with your partner and still pay 15 to 20 euros, right? It's cheaper than in many other places around the world. You can get tremendous Airbnbs, houses right in front of the ocean for $40, $50 per night. So it is very affordable, but a lot of people don't realize it. And a lot of people think, well, if I make certain amount of money by the time I, let's say, 40 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old, that's when I'm gonna travel, that's when I'm gonna really live my life. But you can never take the time you have for granted, because you never know what's going to happen. And we all know those stories, and maybe you experience something like this in your family when you think that you will live forever, and then suddenly you go to the doctor's office because you had headaches, and the doctor tells you you have a brain tumor and you have only 2 or 3 months to live, and that's it, you know, your life will be over. And you know, I've seen those situations happening. I had close people to me dying, you know, very rapidly, and it makes you question a lot of things, and it makes you rethink the value of time. And sadly, so many people don't ponder the real value of time. You know, we act as if we have all the time in the world, but we don't. And that's why, you know, if you're still watching this video, I really encourage you to take it very seriously, and rather than just listening to it passively, I want you to really sit down and ask yourself, okay, so truthfully, if I were to live my ideal life, the ideal life that I would want to live, the dream life, what would it entail? What type of life would I live? Where would I live? What type of country? What house? Maybe you would live in a flat. Who would be your partner? Right? Describe their characteristics. What type of friends would you have? What type of physique would you have? What types of books would you read? What types of mentors would you have? Define all of those things, and it's very likely that you'll realize that a lot of those things can be created right away. You don't need to wait for that perfect time in the future to make them happen. A lot of those things can be materialized already right now in the life you're currently living. So again, a lot of us think that we need to wait for that perfect moment in the future to live our perfect lives and to live our success. But you can live a successful life right now. And you know, to me personally, you know what I think success is? Success is when you live your dream life while you are helping other people, and when you know that the way you live your life will not leave you with regrets. And by this definition, I've met a lot of successful people here who make 1,000 euros per month, 1.5, 2,000 euros per month, by many standards, very little money, but they're happy every single day. They make the most of their lives, right? They appreciate the present moment. They can take some time in their busy days to sit down, take a deep breath, and truly appreciate the fact that they are alive, and they shouldn't take it for granted. To me, that is success, you know? Being successful means being patient enough to have a 2-hour dinner with your friends and family members without constantly checking your phone, thinking, oh, I should be working, I should be doing X, Y, and Z. No, you are here, you're alive, and you're surrounded by people who you love and who love you. You're appreciating the present moment. Anyway, I'm rambling right now, maybe because I'm getting heat stroke. In case you don't see, I'm sweating right now because it's 35 degrees. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, and I'm curious to hear what is your personal definition of success. Post a comment, let me know, and I'm gonna catch you soon.